check.
Hey, what's going on? So if you just clicked on this video, you're looking to maybe purchase a drone, you came to the right place. I'm gonna give you a little insight of what's going on with these drones. I think I'm the right person for you to come to. So stick tuned to the end and I will give you all the insights, all the in and outs of the DJI Mini 2. Let's get into this. I'm just gonna go find a place to park and throw this thing in the air. Let's hope it don't rain though. It's looking a little gray out. Damn, it's pretty windy actually, so let's put this little drone to the test. I guess y'all are gonna see exactly how good this thing could be. I hope you guys can hear me. It's pretty windy here.
The grills in my mouth double as a freeze. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze. The grills in my mouth double as a
It's really windy out here. I'm not too sure if you guys could hear me. I'm gonna have to check in when we get home, but it's really windy out here. Woo-wee! We're really gonna be able to see what the DJI Mini can do in this type of wind though. With a windy ass day like this, you'll get to see some fun. All right, let's get this going anyways. I better hurry up. I gotta go pick up my daughter. Yeah, now we're talking. Now we're cooking. It's extra windy today.
The grills in my mouth double as a freeze. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze. The grills in my mouth double as a
Well, I'm not too sure if you could hear me, but the rain's coming, so I had to bring the little guy in here. And yeah, hopefully it doesn't sound like I'm yelling, but it's really windy. Probably look like a crazy person. I'm gonna head back home and get in the studio. I'm gonna go over some pros and cons. Cause yeah, the rain, this is not a good day for it. Wish it was. It was calling for good weather. It was calling for good weather, but I guess not, which is a bummer, but what you gonna do, right? I got a little bit of footage with it, so that's something. Okay, well that was interesting. Time to get back into the studio, go a little bit over the pros and cons, and yeah, get this video going, because that was not ideal of how I wanted it to go. I kind of got a bit of footage, so I think we'll be good to go for the edit. Let's get back in the studio. Alright, we are back. I had to stop and get me a cup of joe. So it started to rain. We didn't get much footage out there, but we got some. I think we got enough to work off of. So if you're in the market for a drone and you know nothing about drones, this is a great starter drone, a really great starter drone. This is the drone I got, and I would recommend it to pretty well anyone thinking about getting one. There's a lot of really cheap options you could get drones for, but you're not gonna get one that is the quality, video quality, build quality as the DJI Mini 2. So the reason for that is DJI puts a lot of thought and effort into their builds, and the quality is really, it's there. I have a few minor adjustments that I'd like in this thing, but other than that, there's not much. How about let's just get right into these pros and cons. Okay, I'm gonna go just straight into one of the big reasons why I got this drone. I was watching a lot of videos about drones, and like Peter McKinnon's video, he lives in Canada, so the rules in Canada are pretty strict. Anything over 250 grams in weight, yeah, you can't fly it without a drone license, which is ridiculous, really sucks, but it's just the way it is. I was looking at tons of different other drones and like ways to get around this, and this is one of the best kind of drones that is under 250. If you see right here, it's literally says right on it, it is 249, right under 250. So it is legal to fly in Canada, all over. You're not gonna get in trouble. You can honestly go fly all these other drones as long as you just don't get caught, right? A lot of people do it. This is so small. It's very lightweight, compact. I fit it in here. I carry it around in here. It fits in here perfectly, along with the controller. That's a con, is the controller is actually bigger than this thing, than the actual drone itself. But we'll get into that later. Very light, durable. You can carry it all over wherever you need to go. Also, it does have 24, 25, and 30 frames per second. Those are your frame rates that you can shoot in on the DJI in 4K, but you can do 60 frames per second in HD, the 1080. So it has 31-minute flight time, which is really great for such a small drone. It says it is 10-kilometer video transmitted, so you could go about 10 kilometers. That's what it says. I haven't gone that far with my drone just because I really don't want to lose it. I really don't. So it has level 5 wind resistance, whatever level 5 means. I have no clue, but I've seen it in some crazy winds. Even out today, that was bad wind, but nothing is compared to what I've actually seen it do. My drone was literally like this. It has like sensors in it that will keep it so it doesn't fly away, right? When the wind doesn't just catch it, where it was literally flying just like this against the wind. And the 4K is crispy. It looks so good. I always get really good footage with this thing. So the opening shot that I filmed is actually a quick shot where it spins around me, where I'm sitting at that table. So there's 4 different ones. One will go straight from where you're at and goes straight far. Then there's another one just literally just circles you. And then there's a helix one, goes the one that I did. And then I think there's a boomerang one. There's another one, but they're super simple to use. You literally just tap the screen, pull it, and there's a box. You're in that box. You just press start and it'll move around. You just have to be careful because it doesn't have a object detector. So like, let's say I press the circle one and it goes to go fly around, but there's a tree there, it's gonna hit the tree because it doesn't have a sensor, object sensor to stop it. I always just watch it. That's not a big deal for me, but if it is for you, maybe think about another drone. But these are the pros, so let's just keep going with the pros. So you could reach an altitude of 4,000 meters. Also, never went that high before, never had the need to. I really don't know why you'd be going that high. Yeah, you don't think you'd be able to get that good of footage that high. You're just way too high to see too much. You'll see some far landscape, but I think the lower you are, just high enough above around the trees, that's where you get the best footage. Oh, and the 4x zoom is really great on this drone. Because it's in 4K, you can digitally zoom in. It's not an actual zoom in lens. I think the 4K, being able to zoom in with the digital zoom, you don't even notice a big difference in losing video quality. So there's maps built in. It tells you where you can fly, where you can't fly. I actually live like pretty close to an airport. Anytime I fly towards that way, it shows on the map, don't fly this way. It'll show you exactly where your drone has already flown, which is a plus too. Also, it's very user friendly. I've never owned a drone, never even thought about owning a drone. I thought, why would I ever own a drone? But once I started getting into film and all this stuff, I'm so happy I got it. Because I do like visual storytelling, not literal storytelling. People see what I'm doing, this is what's going on here. Kind of a little bit like Casey Neistat. Like, he does a lot of just drone shots and, you know, time lapses. That's kind of what I like to do too. It's just visual storytelling, and I think a drone really helps that. Also, there are a ton of accessories There's so many accessories you could get for this thing. I have this holder, it just holds the propellers down for when you're carrying it. Oh, I have a battery pack, extra battery. You're gonna want an extra battery. And I did have a bunch of ND filters. I can't find them for the life of me. Another thing that is a plus is the propellers are super cheap. I think the propellers are around 15 bucks, 10, 15 bucks, depending where you get them. You're gonna need some propellers. Like I've crashed this thing more, like on multiple occasions. All right, well, let's get into the cons of this drone. The drone itself is smaller than the actual remote, which I think is ridiculous. Like you should have, if you're making a mini, make a mini remote. Like look at that. Why? That makes no sense to me, which like they both still fit in this little carrying. I guess you could call it a fanny pack, whatever you want to call it, but just call it a little carrying case. I carry my drone in this thing, keep it right here. It's always handy, I can pull it out quick. Boom, you're up in there. You're gonna wanna buy another battery. The 31 minutes, I put it in the pros because 31 minutes is quite a long time for such a small drone, but at the same time, 31 minutes is not that long. If you're already in the air for 20 minutes goes by really fast when you're flying with this thing and you're actually, you know, having a blast. And then you got what, 10 minutes to come back down, and the batteries are not that cheap. Okay, the no object detection, the one I was talking about, is kind of a bummer. A lot of these drones, they do have the detection. So like, let's say it was flying towards me, it would just stop, boom, if it had the detection. If it doesn't, it's gonna hit it and boom, fall to the ground. Especially if you're doing the quick shots, you let it fly out and go by itself, it's gonna hit something. You gotta watch that. Well, that's pretty much it for me for the cons. I have no other real cons. Like this thing all around is pretty well a mini beast, you know? I've had nothing but like great footage flying this thing. I get a little bit overconfident and try flying through things though, which because it's so small, you think you could get all over. And I've had some pretty bad crashes. I've had no cracks in it. Only the propellers have been pretty hooped. So other than that, it's a pretty strong little drone. Yeah, like my first flight too, it was, I was really impressed with the 4K. Just even the first time you take it off, you're gonna be like, whoa, because it actually sounds like a small chopper or something. It's pretty crazy like how powerful this thing is. But I guess it should be that powerful, right? To be carrying around a 4K camera inside, being able to do the things that it does. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys like this kind of content, you know, leave a like and a comment below. I would really appreciate it. It really helps my channel, helps me grow. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos, because I do a lot of different kinds of content, a lot of vlogs, tutorials, reviews, overviews, all kinds of stuff like that. If you like that kind of stuff, definitely consider subscribing. Until next time.